able to hear us clearly, right? Because he was facing some challenge.
Shubham?
Shubham, you are on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes. I hope you are able to hear us as well.
Shubham, can you hear us?
I just started hearing you now. Last sentence only.
पता नहीं मतलब somehow I can see two Shubham in the meeting. शायद एक Shubham कुछ ऐसा है.
Am I audible? Not audible.
You are audible. You are audible. I hope we are audible to you.
Now you guys are audible. We can start now. So, Meg, I was saying, do you want to summarize quickly our discussion, what we had, and I'll
Sure, sure,
wait
sure.
if there is anything beyond.
Sure. Right. So we discussed that you are looking at the complete sales profile where you wanted to manage the complete end-to-end lead management, right, with the pipeline management, and also the interactions and meetings with your team. So you also wanted to capture their check-in, check-out locations, and wanted to ensure that whatever they are discussing with the clients and that is being mapped in the call details. Apart from that, we also discussed that you will be mostly
Also
utilizing.
discuss that.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes, Shubham, you were saying something.
Anything. I think it was the echo.
I think you are joined from two different systems. I'm not sure whether you're getting.
Yeah, Shubham. Two
I don't-
Shubhams are coming in this meeting.
If you look at the participants, you are joined from the two different setup. I might have joined from different browsers. I believe. I'm not sure.
I have already logged out from the other browser. I don't know, it's not reflecting here for some reason, but I've already logged out.
Okay,
Let me
I'm
join again. Let me
I
join
am
again.
I have just removed that participant. So now you
Okay,
are
cool.
logged out. Okay.
Cool then. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying something. Shall I continue?
No, please continue. Yeah.
Okay. So we discussed that you will be utilizing mostly your existing database, right, to contact the clients, and plus you will also be interacting with the new customers, right? Apart from that, you also wanted to manage the campaign management from the customers. Any kind of queries which your internal team has, they should also be able to log any ticket and request them to the respective teams. And your customers, if in case they have any queries also, that can also be taken care using the ticket management software, right? Apart from that, you also looking at the dashboards, right? Dashboard that can help you and the concerned team members to give them the overview of their day-to-day activities and the business they have done till date. And I also mentioned that you can also utilize this particular application for product for having the customer master data creation for the customers, right? And you can also do the deal management and order management into it. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. I think you covered the whole
Great.
discussion
Great.
that we had.
Great. Then I hand over this meeting to Rasika to take this forward, right? And maybe we can discuss on the requirement queries in the session. Rasika, over to you, please.
Thanks, Mayan. Yes, team. So I hope you're able to see my screen now. Kindly confirm before I
Yeah.
proceed with the walkthrough. Yes, team.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay, so it's basically, I'd walk you through every step in this journey in detail. Okay, so first we'll start with the, list of accounts that we are going to manage. So as Mayank had mentioned, there's going to be two categories here. It can be your existing business who gives you new inquiries or deals, right? Or it can be cold or raw leads that your team members are, reaching out to. That's the second category there. So no matter through which channel that they come from, we'd be able to bring them all and we'd we'd be able to nurture these leads as well as the inquiries. And when I speak about the inquiries, right, we can also have the order management process to be captured in the system. So this is going to be the first half of the session. And during this phase or even after purchase, right, they might have certain queries for which that needs to be addressed. Again, these inquiries, or I'm sorry, the queries or tickets, they can come in from different channels, maybe through phone calls, website. So it doesn't matter, team. So what we do is we provide a solution to your service request management team, who just log in and view all these queries and respond to them from there. So that's the second aspect. And third would be is how we are going to focus on the marketing activities there. So it can be WhatsApp campaigns or email campaigns that we are going to target, and what is the ROI that I'm getting out of the campaigns. And finally, you would have a look at the dashboard in detail, team. Okay, this is the split up that I've had, or the agenda that I have for this 1 hour here. Okay, so you're looking at a CRM platform, and during this demo I'd show you multiple dashboards. This is only a simple dashboard which I am showing you. Is like, as soon as the user who logs in on a given day, right, he should be able to see what are the leads that his that are in his pipeline, what is the lead source that he is getting, or how does this inquiry funnel look like, what are his follow-ups or calls that has to be done for the day. So basically I've just put in a very simple dashboard. This is not the only dashboard that we'll have a look at. We'll as in when I go through different steps, I'll speak to you about the dashboards in detail. Now you might have a question. So is this components, can we go ahead and have them configured or customized? Definitely we can do that, and we can have role specific dashboard as well. So let's say within the sales team you have hierarchy, right? And if you want hierarchy based dashboards to be given, and let me show you another dashboard. If you need a dashboard like this which also shows the sales team
So before
performance, or
that, Rasika, we
yes,
can come to dashboards a little later. What you could probably talk about is how do we create new customers? So right now
exactly,
we
sir.
have like uh, a lot of customers with whom we are already working, and there are leads, right, who are in different stages of the pipeline. Now, this data resides in SAP, and some of the data resides in Excel sheets as well.
Okay.
So, firstly, it would be helpful to understand is how can we create all those leads and current paying customers in this system in a simple way.
Got it, sir. I was just getting to that part. I'll come back to this dashboard a little later, sir. Now, coming back, let's first start with your leads, right? So you say that there are two ways of bringing it in. First could be is the Excel sheet, sir. So you can see these little tabs in here. So all you need to go is to the leads tab, and you can see a drop down from here where you have the direct Excel import, which you can do. So your file might have different fields, right, with respect to the lead, whatever information that you need to capture. Not a problem,
Hmm.
we'd be able to go ahead and do that. So this is just one way of bringing in a lead. But let's say on a given day you get a phone call or a referral or through some other source, right? And if your sales team member wants to create a lead, we have an option for that as well. You click create lead button, fill in the
Hmm.
details in this form. So
Hmm.
the form, whatever details that you need to capture, this is where we go ahead and have this form configured. That's going to be the next phase of our demo session, right? So you share with us
Hmm.
the sample details and we'd be able to bring them in. So this is the second step. Third way is, let's say you have different other channels through which you get these leads. For example, it can come from your website this way. Okay, maybe you have a inquiry form, where people just fill it in, or it can even come via chatbot this way. Okay, we have a chatbot builder as well. I'll show it to you as and when I walk you through that journey, right? So the idea here is, no matter what channel apart from the Excel sheet that you're asking for, I'd be able to bring them all in here. And you can also see that I am keeping a track of the lead source as well. So this is important to see which source is going to do really well, right? So I can do that, sir. So this is with respect to your leads.
What
Now
about
with
integration
respect
with
to,
SAP?
yes,
SAP
I'm coming to that part.
integration?
I'm coming to
Which
that
will
part.
come.
Yes. So this is only about leads. Now let's say about my contacts as well as my B2B, both B2B and B2C, right? No matter how they are being stored in SAP. What I do is I'll just integrate my CRM with my SAP using APIs. So that's a connector which we will have to, establish with your SAP interface there, so that the list of all the contacts along with their details. So this is a contact which you're having a look at. So let me show you another view of this particular contact. So this is just an example, right? With all the details here, whatever information with respect to a contact that you're capturing, I'd be able to show it to you in CRM in itself. I hope that answers your
Okay.
question.
So, Ratika, before moving forward, I just wanted to understand from Devashish and Amit if they're on the same page that we are, right? So, this system is basically for your managing your entire pipeline, right? So, current pipeline, customers whom you know, what are the potential, at what stages these customers are, right?
Exactly.
And how many
Exactly.
meetings have happened, what is the status? So, Devashish, the thing that we are done with the SFDC, right? Our own pipeline management system, it is something similar but has many more functionalities which we can add if we want kind of functionalities. So please use this session. If let's say we have to do this for your zone, then ask all those questions that are basically relevant to you, which can help you clear all your doubts regarding that process. If we have to do it, let's say after soon after this, then we should be able to do it. We should not miss any questions that could later on linger.
So, what about the different stages? Can you mention the stage
Yes, sir.
in which?
I'm actually yet to go to that stage. I just wanted to
Okay,
walk you
okay.
through the different capabilities, right, before the stage or pipeline management. Shall I? Is there any other
So what
question,
you
sir,
can
or
do is
shall I
you
proceed with that?
can type in the question in the chat, okay, Rasika, and in your intended flow, you can follow the same flow. But please ensure that those questions are answered during the session today. Yeah.
Sure, sir. I'll interrupt. I'm sorry. I'm not interrupt. I'll just stop in between, and I'll ask your questions as well, sir. As and when I walk you through the journey.
Okay. Okay. So
I
Devashish,
hope
go ahead
that's
with
okay.
your query then.
Team. So I'll proceed further. You can leave your questions in the chat box, right? I'll answer those questions. Now, coming back, team, before we go ahead with the pipeline management, right? What happens on a given day? So these are all the new leads that you're having a look at. So how does the system make it easier for you to work on these leads? Should be is our point of focus, right? So first thing here would be is the lead assignment. So we have automated lead assignment, which will direct assigning all these leads that are coming in to the respective team member. Now, how is this going to be done? CA team has to tell us the criteria how you go ahead and assign it amongst your team member. So I have a simple rule which is running in the backend, which is going to assign all the leads that are coming in from Chennai and Cochin to a specific group who has been assigned to that region, right? So this is just an auto assignment rule which is working in the backend. But in your case, it might not be based on the demography, or it can be a single team which is handling the whole of the India sales that's being managed, right? So however you need to be, we can have this particular rule configured. So the idea here is, as soon as the lead comes in, this rule will get triggered and it will assign the leads in a round robin pattern, which means like every user or the every sales rep will get a lead automatically, right, in the journey there. So this is about the lead assignment here. Now let's say I am one of the sales users in your team, right, a part of your team. All these leads are assigned to me automatically. Now how do I focus on certain leads based on priority, right? So how can the system help me there? So this is where we also have lead scoring. So lead scoring, as in, again, you can let us know what is the criteria that you use to prioritize leads. So for example, it can be based on their budget preferences, or if this is a existing engagement that you're handling, or let's say you are sending a welcome email as soon as the lead gets created, and if the email is being opened or if the customer replies to me, you add 10 points. Basically, you're going to this is a point based system. So as I had mentioned, it's lead scoring. So you can just see here that I have few criteria based on which I'm scoring my leads, and this is an automation which will run, and you can see the lead scores next to every lead. So again, this will be very helpful to you. Now you might have a question like, how do I filter these leads, right? What is the point in showing the scores like this? Rather, I need to see all the high priority leads. So this is where I can just go ahead and filter leads. You can just see that I have already segmented inquiries based on priority there. So if the lead score is more than 10 or 15 or 20, right, you can have them categorized as hot leads. Similarly, you can do for warm and cold as well, so that you can take action on it a little easier. It's going to make your work easier. So this is these are all some of the capabilities of the tool at this stage, right, at the lead stage. Now let's say let me open one of the leads in here. So these are all the leads, right? Let's say I'm going to work on one of these leads in here. Let me open this lead. What are the details of the lead that I can see? So these are some of the details which will come from your Excel sheet, right? Apart from this, now I need to connect with the customer to get more details. So how do I connect with the customer? So either it can be via phone call, WhatsApp, or email. So these are some of the common channels, right? So no matter what channel that you have decided to use, you can use it directly from CRM. And in this page, you can see that there is a lot going on. I will explain every section in detail. Now, as a salesperson, I can see that Sophia is the inquirer.
Rachika,
Yes, there a question? Yes,
on
yes,
this
please.
only, is there any way to automate the response on the lead stage? For example, there is a fresh lead, or it's a new lead, or a person says, "Let's meet me after 15 days." So
Okay.
can we have something automated wherein it is fitted in the system, and after 15 days, a message goes to the customer and also to the salesperson or the person whom the lead is assigned, morning itself, or something that they are going to need as per the discussion. So anything can be automated at various stages of the leads.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. I will show you, some of the automations which I have already set. Okay, you can use the same concept and do it for your particular use case as well. So the automation I have used here is, you can see that there are different buttons, right? So these are various dispositions. So when the lead comes in, it is going to be in a not contacted stage. So these are some of the options which will be available to the sales rep. Now, what are the possibilities, sir? I try to connect with Sophia. First thing is, she might ask me to call back later. That's common, right? So if you just click call back later, so when she means 15 days, you can just schedule in your calendar saying, you have to do a call back on the 30th, 15 days from today, and you just have it saved. Once you have it saved, it's going to get added to your calendar, and you would be reminded about the callback that you need to do. So this is one of the automations which I've set up. Second
Can the
possibility.
customer, can any, like I said, anything can be sent to the person whom
Yeah.
for the lead
Yes.
name? Any message or any WhatsApp can go to him also if you put in his phone number?
Definitely, you can do that, sir. So here you can see that I have my WhatsApp integrated. Let me show you from another account. I have a WhatsApp message, which I can show you. Just give me a second. Yeah. So this is an automated WhatsApp message, which I have sent, sir. So, any template that you're having in WhatsApp or any conversation that you'd like to do, you can do it directly from this section. So all you need to do, see, there are two ways of doing it, sir. One is automated WhatsApp message. Second is normal WhatsApp message. So automated WhatsApp message at different stages. So let's say when an appointment is booked, you would like to confirm an appointment or give a confirmation via WhatsApp. That is an automated message. But let's say you want to initiate a WhatsApp engagement, you click send WhatsApp button. You key in whatever message that you want to send and have it sent. Now, how am I doing this? Is by integrating your WhatsApp business number to this account. It is very simple, sir. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming back, sir, I'd like to show you some of the other capabilities there. So, yeah, I spoke to you about call back later option, but let's say, I have connected with the customer, right? Now, let's say they give me more details. Where do I put in these details? So, whatever column that you're maintaining in your Excel sheet, right? I can have it under the detail section, so that you just go ahead and just fill in these details as and when you speak to the customer. While you are on call, you enter all these details so that you get a idea there. And the best part here is you can see that Sophia has already reached out to me and she was not interested. So the basic idea here is she's come in as a lead again, but I can also show what are the previous engagements that I've done with Sophia as well. So just to get an idea, right? Like they had approached me a year back or 6 months back. Why didn't it proceed further? So all those details I'll show it to you under the same section. Now, what is next, sir? You will need to go ahead and book an appointment or a meeting or an appointment or however you'd call it, right? So all you need to do is to just click this button. You can see that right now Sophia is interested. Next option is to book an appointment. Just click on this button. You just fill in the details as to which product or which product that the customer is interested in. See, again, these fields we will have to customize it as per your need, right? So here it's something insurance, which is not relevant. But the idea here is, let's say the customer wants a demo of this particular product or something like that, right? You just select that particular product, then you mention whatever discussion that you did or internal comments which you'd like to have it stored in this particular database. Then you set the appointment date and time. What is the location? It can be both on-site or virtual, sir. It doesn't matter. Now, whatever that you store, right, it will get added against this particular contacts record, and this contact will no longer be a lead, rather, it will move down the funnel. So, this is where it gets created as an inquiry, and an appointment will get created. So this is the journey here, and during this journey you can see that I have something called as recommended packages and all these details. So what are this, sir? I will just explain it to you from the system's capability point of view, right? See, if you're collecting any budget or any requirements, so let's say for see it, I'm taking tire as a requirement, sir. I'm just giving you an example. So let's say this is the budget, customer's budget. This is the vehicle for which they need this tire or some information that you're collecting. Based on the customer's preferences, you can show what are the products that fit into that particular category from your product list. So how will I do that is by writing an algorithm in the system which will read your product list, and if it falls under the customer's budget and other criteria, it will display to you. So while on call, you would be able to recommend this to him. That's the basic idea here. Now, in this stage, sir, I actually missed one major part here. See, I told you like you will contact customer through phone call, WhatsApp, or email, right? I spoke to you about WhatsApp. So how about phone call? Actually, you can do phone calls directly from the system apart from your mobile phone. So, how to do phone calls from the system is by using a telephony provider. So, this is like a click to call functionality where you have your phone number configured with one of the providers who is listed in our marketplace, sir. So the idea here is, you once you have the number configured, you go back to Sophia's record. You have decided to call Sophia. Just click on this button. A small pop-up would open. It'll look this way. Okay, it'll open here. And once you have connected, the call log would be recorded automatically. So everything is automated. So you would get the voice recording, the customer sentiment as well. So let's say after the call has been completed, you want to know what is the customer sentiment. So AI is also embedded there. So these are some of the advantages there. So while on call, you do it. Now this is for not only for outbound calls, you can receive inbound calls as well.
Rashida.
Yeah, please.
Hi, Rashida. Once you call from the system, I believe the customer cannot call back if he wants to speak to the person again, because this number is some other number and the system can't take the phone. It's only outgoing facility, right?
See, if you want to
Or
support inbound, you can enable inbound as well. Again, it depends on the provider that you're going to choose. You
so
can
the
have
same number the person is calling or the system is calling from, if the customer wants, he can call use the same number to call back.
so you can use that. You will have to
Mhm.
enable it from the CTI providers.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
No problem, sir. Yes, so I might be going a little bit fast, but please do, stop me then and there, team, because I have a lot to cover. But you can stop me to ask your questions, team. So coming back, team, now that we have spoken about phone call, right? Third case would be is the email. See, email we support any templates that you want to create and have it stored and have it sent as well. And along with the template, you can just insert attachments. You can even have your emails to be scheduled later. So these are some of the capabilities in the tool. And you might have a major question here. So whatever emails that go from CRM, right, from which email ID that it is going to go from. So this is where you can have your existing domain configured in CRM. So what do I mean by that is probably you might be using some other email provider, right? It can be Gmail, Outlook, anything from here, or even Zoho Mail. So the idea here is every user of your company, he can integrate the same email address what he is using to converse with the customer, so that whatever email goes from here, it will go from this particular email address in itself. So it can even be a common organization email ID. So for example, support@seattires.com or sales, right? So it can go from that email ID as well. So the best part here is you would be able to keep a track of the email status. So if the customer has opened your email, you can track the status as opened as well. You get to see when they had opened it and so on. And in case if the customer responds to your email, those replies will also be tracked in here. Apart from your existing email inbox, we can also track it in here as well. So the idea here is it's a two-way sync. Basically it's IMAP pop configuration that that we are using to have this particular section sync. So this is about manual email channels, which I'm speaking about here. But let's say even in here you want to use automations. So for example, at various stages you want to send automated emails, we can trigger doing that from the system. So this particular welcome email I had done using an automation, right? So you can make use of automations at any point in time during this particular journey. So this is the idea here, team. So is there any questions with respect to the lead part, or shall I move to the pipeline management team?
Any questions, Devashish, on this one?
नहीं अभी तक it's clear till now.
Okay, cool.
Right. So yes, so here I have named my pipeline as inquiries, right? So you can have it called as deals, or you can use your terminology. Okay, when I open my pipeline, you can see that these are different milestones, or these are my stages in my pipeline until the contract has been awarded or lost. You can see the list of all the opportunities that are in the pipeline. Now, what is the idea here? So I spoke to you about leads giving you inquiries, right? Leads coming into the pipeline. So how about an existing customer giving you a new inquiry? So that's the second case, right? So how do I create an inquiry in that case? So let's say if it's a existing customer, you just directly create an inquiry instead of having them created as a lead. You click on this particular button and fill in the details. So here you give the inquiry details in here. What is the name or whatever information that you get, along with the contact details. So here you are not going to create a new lead. Rather, you are going to select the particular account who has given you, inquiry previously. So they'd be there in your account master, right? From your SAP database, I'd sync them and bring them in here. And here I will only get the products that they are interested in, what is the timeline, or whatever information that I need to collect. So this is the second case which I wanted to cover. Now let me open an inquiry in detail. So this is where both inquiries coming in from
Rasika,
yes.
on creating inquiry, this big form, how can a person access it through his phone, mobile?
So
Because
when
this
I
is
speak
can
to you,
on the mobile you can fill it up, because how many data points are you taking in? For can you come to create inquiry again, please?
sure.
Because this is what he goes and meets a person, and suppose it's a one-to-one face-to-face meet, he has to put in all these details to create an inquiry.
Not necessarily. Now again, these are only sample fields which I have added, right? So
It
whatever
can be
information,
customized according to our.
yeah, you can do that. You
That
can
can
do
be
that.
done from a phone.
We can do it from our phone as well. When I speak about the mobile app, I will show you how this can be done as well, sir. Okay, so coming back, sir. So this particular form completely customizable, not a problem. Now let me go back to the inquiry, sir. So let me select open, one of the inquiries that I have already created to show you, right? So this is the detail of the complete inquiry. You can see, there's a lot happening on this page. I'll explain one by one, right? So you can see that when a new inquiry comes in, it will move down the funnel this way. These funnel stages of the funnel, we can have it customized as per your requirement as well. Now, what am I showing it in here? First is the inquiry summary. What are the details there? So again, whatever fields that you need, and in case if I have done any follow-ups, I can just go ahead and add different follow-ups that I have done as well. Second is, who are the contact roles who are associated with this particular inquiry. So in case of a B2B, you may have multiple point of contacts as well. So you can keep a track of them all under this section. Third would be is the same, sir, email, phone calls and all these stages. So in addition to your lead nurturing, what are the additional modules available here would be is estimates, sales order, as well as invoices. So since now we are at the inquiry stage, we will have to generate them all from here. Now before we go ahead with the estimate stage, this is where I will have to, I mentioned like we'll book an appointment or a meeting, right? So this is where you can see that I have made use of the calendar to book a meeting here. So you can just add a new meeting this way. So, let me just say appointment here, right? And, in case if it's an online meeting, you can just enable this so that a meeting invite will be sent to the participants automatically. So how am I doing this is by integrating with a meeting provider. So in this case, it's Zoho Meeting. You can use third party providers as well, not a problem. It will make it easier. So everything in integrated in one solution is the general idea behind this tool, sir. So coming back, let's say if it's a face-to-face meeting, right? In this case that we are
Rebecca,
thinking
actually,
about.
please have a question. You want to take it now?
Yes, please, sir.
Yeah. So, Rasika, all these inputs are coming from one thing, that who is the user perspective. So, if a sales guy who's meeting the people, meeting the customer, he's entering all this detail. That is the decentralized structure. In case we have a center person who's entering this, can we allocate a concerned salesperson attached to all the leads? Can we do that part of it?
Definitely, you can do that, sir. So there's going to be one person. See, basically, whoever is going to create an inquiry, he can be an admin who is going to key it in. But
Okay.
the timely updates. So as in when the deal progresses, whatever updates that needs to be done on this inquiry, the salesperson can do it. So you can just see that I have marked the inquiry owner here. So inquiry owner is basically the sales owner here, sir.
No, no. I'm saying, for example, in a zone, there is a central person who's managing most of the leads. So
Okay.
one lead has come and he has entered all these details here, and he want to allocate it to one of the salesperson. Suppose that
Okay.
he will. So can he allocate that in the system?
Yeah, we can do that, sir. Actually, this will be running in the back end when we are setting up an automation. So as soon as the lead gets created, right, we'll just go ahead
Hmm.
and have it allocated. And here, like an inquiry owner, I will also show you the sales owner as well, sales or the admin owner here, so that there'll be 2 point of contacts for this particular inquiry. 2 points of contacts as in two people engaging on this lead, but to the customer, it's only going to be single point of contact. You get the
No,
idea, right?
I didn't understand. See, Rasika, I believe the question is, suppose I create an inquiry,
Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
right? And the inquiry owner, can I assign that inquiry to a sales guy? When I'm, you can say in the process of creating the inquiry, can I assign it to the sales guy?
Can do that, sir. I think, I'll show it to you from this
Where do
page.
I do it here?
Yeah.
Because
So, yeah, when I create a new inquiry, right, you can just see that the inquiry owner is nothing but the sales user. So from the drop down, you can select the sales user directly. Actually, I don't have multiple users to show you, but the inquiry owner, I can have it renamed as sales owner as well so that you will understand it better. Who
So,
is
so
going
the
suppose
to
moment
I'm
create
you
that?
add that user, he will get that information.
Definitely,
the
sir,
one who
because he is
created the
going to
inquiry,
be.
will
So Shubham and team, see, definitely you can create an inquiry and allocate it to subsequent user or maybe another user, right? Plus also we can create a blueprint, right? Whenever there is a new inquiry which is getting generated, you can also allocate that automatically on the basis of certain criteria. Correct. That is also possible.
Yeah.
no,
So basically,
I
and
I'll
think
also
they
tell the scenario. So what is happening? See, the leads are coming through two ways. One is the local salesperson going visiting and he's updating the pipeline. The second one is the centralized way. So through website and all these things. So then we have to allocate it to respective sales personnel. For example, in Maharashtra, we have 10 sales personnel. If one lead is generated in Pune, I have to allocate it to the Pune sales guy. So I want that option also. So the center person can allocate it and the Pune guy can further get the information and take it forward. I
Devanshu,
mean, see,
I
Yes,
have a
I'll
follow-up
take
question on
question.
this. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, Rasika.
Yeah,
So
please.
when you say that the salesperson is going to create a lead, so is that salesperson will not be allowed to handle that lead which he or she is creating, or if it is belongs to a different area, do you want that person to have a
no,
right
no, no.
to allocate to other person?
No, no, ma'am. So, what is happening? See, for example, we have a lead manager for whole zone, one person who's managing all the leads centrally. Okay, but that
Yeah,
person is sitting in an office. He's just managing the lead. He's generating few leads. So there are different ways of generating lead. One salesperson is visiting locally,
yeah,
generating more leads, going to the. The second one is he's centrally getting some data. He talked to that person and he got an appointment. Now he wants to allocate it to the concerned salesperson who will go and meet that customer. So he will
yeah,
create that lead in the system and will allocate. Okay, the lead generation person is sitting in Mumbai, but he wants the Pune person to go because this lead is wants to Pune location. So he want to allocate it to Pune guy, and the information should flow to Pune guy. What are the things he wants? The initial talk. So how that thing will happen? The
yeah,
allocation
yeah,
part
I'll
of
take your question,
information.
sir.
yeah. That is
Actually, this
possible. Yeah,
is
yeah. Yes,
yeah,
Rasika.
this is a thanks, Maya. Sir, actually, this is a combination of automation that we will use. If you remember, I spoke to you something called as assignment rule, which is automatically going to read certain region. Based on the region, it will assign the inquiry to the right team member there. Okay, this is the automation here. Now, how will this link with the admin who is going to key in the inquiry? So let's say the admin gives in the lead, right? So next step is he will book an appointment, or he will assign, I will have this renamed it as assign it to the sales owner. So if I click this button, I need to enter which detail or which location this particular inquiry is coming in from, and just have it saved. So the system will read the location and it will assign these inquiries to the respective team member. So this is an automation that will run in the backend. Hope that answers your question.
Yes. So this is the location based on the city. I can further classify it on different
Yeah.
territory part of it because it can happen that in one city I have multiple salesperson.
You can do that, sir. You can definitely do that.
Okay.
You can either directly select the salesperson name. I had put it as a group, but you can just directly select the salesperson as well, whoever is in charge. You can have multiple criteria as well. So within the city there can be different regions in which that person is operating. You can have that classified as well. Yes. So let me go back, team. So now let me click open the inquiry again, right? So this is the inquiry in here. Now what happens next, team? So let's say, from here on, let's say I've scheduled a meeting. I'm going to be on the field. I need to view all these details from a mobile app, and I need to add changes or make changes to this particular system, right? To this particular inquiry here. So now let me quickly open the mobile app. So there's also another journey to the mobile app. So from the mobile app, it's not like I can just update this information. I can also create a new lead or an inquiry. So that's the first question which you had asked. So just give me a second, my mobile app is coming up. Yeah, so this is the mobile app interface which you're having a look at. First thing that the user would be is the calendar for the day. What are the appointments that he has, calls or tasks that he has to do, and so on. Now let me answer your question here. So let's say from the field he needs to add a new and lead in itself, right? This is not an inquiry, it's a new lead altogether. You can see that I have a leads tab in here. You can follow my cursor there. So just click open the tab. You click on this plus button, right, to add a new lead. So you can just see that whatever information that you need to add with respect to the lead, every field that you saw in the form which I showed to you in the web interface, you'd see them all in here too. So this form is completely configurable so that you can add whatever information that you want to add. So this is one way of doing it. Second way is business
Rashika,
card scanner.
Rashika,
Yes, sir.
Rashika. Once he's creating the lead, can we have the location also from where he is uploading the new lead?
we can go ahead and do that as well. It's only a check-in functionality which we have to enable, right? I will show it to you, sir, how that can be done.
The lead, whenever he's putting the lead, the location automatically comes that where was he when he was putting in the lead.
हाँ वो
Can do
ऊपर
that, sir.
इमेज वाला एक सेक्शन है अमित जी, ऊपर देखिए एक लीड इमेज.
कहाँ पे? Add lead में location.
नहीं
Actually,
नहीं,
see,
इमेज डाल देंगे एंड लोकेशन.
फोटो है.
it can be as simple as taking a picture from the location to ensure that he is from the site. It can be either this way.
Automatic
I
can be
will show
location
you.
be fetched so that it can be used as a attendance or where all he has traveled, so we can know. It can be.
So location, so address of the lead.
No, or from where he's putting the lead, can that, or you want be located. Because is he at the place where he's putting the lead, the team manager, no, he's gone there, and he puts the lead or he puts here and goes there.
Okay, I will show it to you how that can be done, sir. Actually, attendance management is a separate tool in itself, right? But if you would like to have,
Sorry, Rasika. So when I'm creating a lead, I want to create his location also. So lat long where his office is, etc. So that in future, whenever we visit them or whenever we are scheduled to visit them, we should know whether the visit has happened or not. So the check-in functionality that you were talking about, just
sir,
show
it
how
is
can
there.
that happen.
It is there. I will show it to you, sir. I will show it to you in
Okay.
another section here, right? So let's say I am adding this lead. Second case is I am also going ahead and visiting this person. Basically, it's a meeting that I have doing, right? So how do I, record the details of this meeting? So let me just say that this is the lead that I have just visited. So you can just see that, this is the meeting detail in here. Now, what do I do, sir? I need to do the check-in. So you can just see, follow my cursor in here. There is an option to do a check-in, from this particular section. Just click on this particular button from, whichever location that you're trying to do the check-in. So let me just use allow. So you can just see that the check-in is in progress. So whatever, details that you would need to capture, the lat long and the check-in details, we'd be able to have it captured under the notes tab. So this particular detail will also get updated in the lead section as well. So you can just see it in here under the notes. This is a check-in functionality. But let's say if you'd like to do, geo-fencing as well. So let's say, it's your existing customer and this person is visiting, to that particular place, right? So you would like to ensure he is doing a check-in from that place and not from elsewhere. So this is where you can restrict geo-fencing as well to, restrict check-in from that particular location. So I hope that concept is clear, sir.
Yeah.
Sure. Another thing that I wanted to understand, I'm sure it is there, is how do I create journey plans? So every day, so you've shown meetings, etc. I can create
Yes,
appointments. But let's
yes,
say I have leads in my system, I have inquiries in my system. Okay. And once a
okay,
month, I want to create
I
a,
have it.
journey plan, right? For example, today I'll go to five of these customers in this order.
Got it,
So how
got
do I
it.
do that?
Got it. Let me open my journey planner as well, sir. It's in another account. Just give me a second. I'll quickly open this account. Just give me a second.
What is the adherence to it? Let's say on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So basis the check-in data.
Just give me a second. This is the journey planner which you are referring to, right? Here you can see that I'm doing a monthly plan. You can even have it as a weekly or quarterly plan as well. So every user will go ahead and plan their journey in prayer. So all they need to do is just to select the month and just click create. Okay, and here you can have this particular section itself configured. So in this particular use case, the customer's requirement was to visit, the salesperson is to visit every customer's place based on the town code or based on the region code. So if I select this particular town code, all the customers from that particular town code will get added to my journey on that given date. And if I want to remove certain customers there, I can just go ahead and do that as well. So this is a sample that you're having a look at. But the idea here is, we can have your own plan to be configured this way. Now what happens here is, once the plan has been set up, right, it will be sent for approval, sir. So it will not get straight away added as a meeting. So the second step here is, we will have an approval process that will be running in the backend, which will be assigned to the respective approvers, the sales manager or the regional head, right? So they'd have to go ahead and have it approved. So you can just see that I have approved this plan. So once the plan has been approved, it will get added as a meeting in my calendar, and it will reflect in the mobile app as well. So this is the aspect in here. So these are all scheduled journeys which I am not scheduled. Basically, I am adding it to my calendar. But let's say in your journey plan, you have certain mandatory visits to be done. So let's say first of every month I need to visit Chandra Kumar, Rajkumar, automatically, right? I can even run an automation like every first of month, a meeting will be created with Chandra Kumar. You can define a start as well as end date as well, when you want that particular meeting to be completed, sir, basically. So that's another level automation which you're asking for, sir. So these are the different journey planners.
So on the adherence part, so given that we have created a plan,
Yes.
I wanted to know the adherence to it basis the check-in data. So how do I do that? So each of
Okay.
these customers will have a landlord with few friends, which defines their address, right? So I wanted to know
Exactly.
whether those customers have been visited or not.
Exactly, sir. So lead visits this month. Just give me a second, sir. I'll just check. Just give me a second, sir. I think I don't have sample data to show you. Basically, it will have, what are the visits that's been planned as well as which have been completed, right? So let me just show last 12 months. Yeah, you can see it in here. So this is the person here. What are the meetings that he has completed, and what is the check-in time from where he has done the checkout, and all these details. And you can also keep a track as to planned versus a deviation as well. So if there's going to be any deviation, or if there's going to be any flag, we can have that reflected in the report as well. So this report, you can have it fetched on a daily basis or on a weekly basis as well. So it is not necessary you need to come to CRM to see this report. I can even have it sent to your email on a daily basis, sir. Daily or weekly basis. Doesn't matter.
Okay. And in the dashboard section, analytics section, do you give a, let's say, a score, monthly score on percentage adherence, etc.? Or
Can go ahead
do
and
do
have
it?
it configured. Yeah, we can go ahead and have it configured. So actually here I am just showing, planned versus actual time spent at the location, and planned versus completed. But I'm not giving any score as such, but I can just go ahead and do that as well. So you can just see that I am putting it in this way: planned versus visited, what's the data here. But furthermore, if you'd like to give points or anything, we can have it configured. Actually, the best part in Zoho is only about configuration, sir, and the easy to use, right? So we can have it configured, not a problem.
Okay. Any questions, Devati, on it further? Okay, you can.
Okay, actually,
Right.
from the mobile app, let me actually go back to the mobile app. I wanted to show you certain other sections, right? So from the mobile app, let's say you are visiting an existing customer, right? You can see all the details, whatever that you saw in the web interface. On the go, you can see what are the inquiry details, what was the last follow-up done, what is the comment that I have added, and so on. Let's say you want to make changes to this particular inquiry, you just click on this pencil button and you add any changes that you want to do. So let's say you want to add another follow up that you had done, or decision making timeline has changed, you go ahead and add all these details. But let's say apart from this, sir, you want to add, see, every time excel columns or these fields might not completely capture the information. Apart from this, you want to add certain extra notes or certain information, right? We have provided provided the note section in here as well. So in the note section, while on the go, you can add voice notes as well. So you can just select the voice note capability there, and you can record these voice notes. And after this has been completed, right, the voice note can also be converted as a text, and I can have it saved as well.
And
Basic
can I send
idea
it to
here.
anybody, like your WhatsApp, etc.? If let's say some of these things could be also some of the queries that customer asked and sales team could not answer it, and hence they wanted to, let's say, forward it to the product team, right? For some queries. So
Okay.
can I create meeting notes or these voice notes and send it to the right person within the organization?
Yes, yes, you can do that. So basically, any voice note or a query that you're adding, right, it will get added to Zoho Desk. Zoho Desk basically will be your product team's login, right? They will view the queries and they will address those queries from there. I will show it to you how that this can be done. Sir.
In the
Uh,
mobile app, Jessica, can we
yes,
have, I think it is there in the agenda later, but just jumping the queue. Can we have the performance management where we can show him his achievements and everything on the app?
can
Business
do that
performance
actually.
management.
Okay, so this comes under the part of analytics, sir. Actually, I'm only showing, just give me a second. I think activity stats in
I
here.
think we'll come to that.
Yeah,
I just jumped it. I think we are, as of now, we are on to lead management, but
no
on
problem, sir.
performance
Actually,
management.
the idea here is performance management again would be a dashboard component basically. So you can have
Yeah,
many
that's what I
dashboards
mean.
like this build up. Yeah, we can have that created, sir. So that can be built as a landing page as well, not a problem.
Yes, and on the landing page. As
Yeah,
soon
we
as he
can
opens
do
it,
that.
it will show how much his business is done, targets achievement, incentive earned, visits done, visit planned, all those things. It's summary of his performance, MTD, and also he clicks on it and comes by details.
Understand, sir. These will all be configured. So what I request is now that you get the product capability right. If you can share with us detailed analysis that you'll do at every stage. So these calculations, what you're referring to, these dashboard components that you need, right? So if you can let me know, I will have it configured so that you will be able to relate it better.
Okay, can be done.
And apart from this, right, what are the other things that can be done from both the mobile as well as web interface is your code creation as well. So you can just see that I have estimate creation. You can just directly click to add a new estimate. So, whatever details that you want to add in the estimate, that is customizable. So you can actually remove carrier and all these details what you don't need, and you can also add quoted items. So how am I going to fetch this is definitely you would be having an SAP service or product master there. So basically I will fetch that in here, and whatever services that you offer, it will be reflected under the products or services tab. You just select that, sir, whatever list that you are maintaining, it will be picked up by the system. So it is a very simple estimate calculator which I'm showing you here. But let's say if you'd like to further have CPQ enabled, sir.
Which
So
this is the quotation. This is the sales. This was. This is in which section you were describing? This is the quotation of the
quotation,
sales
estimate, sir, quotation.
estimate. Estimate. कहाँ था ये contacts? Which column? Where do I go?
Okay,
यहाँ
so
पे
see here
field.
in the web
Fields like
interface,
field.
it is under estimate. So this is the web interface. I have closed my mobile app here, so you can see the basic details, whatever check-in that I have done and all those details. And to create an estimate, go to this particular section and click to add a new estimate. Just click on this button, fill in the details of the estimate. So the customer details will be picked up by the system. All you need to add is the service or the product for which you are going to quote for, and this product or service list, I will fetch it from your SAP, not a problem, sir. So once I select that particular product or the service, it will show me or display me the list price and all these details in here as well. Add the tax and other terms and conditions, and you have it saved. So see, saving is different from sending it to the client. I'll speak about how we can send it to the client. Now before you save, let's say you want to add CPQ capabilities, sir. So if you want to further filter it down, let me just show you an example of CPQ. Let's say when you're adding a new product or a service, right? So if you want the system itself to suggest certain discounts, or if you want the system to suggest accessories or secondary components that needs to be added to the code automatically, we can enable those kind of CPQ in our system as well. So if you can give me information on to what extent your quotation process would be, I'll explain this in detail, or we can skip this part as well.
Quotation will come. Quotation will custom to the system.
You can if you want. Sorry, Rasika, you have a question?
Yeah, you
Sir,
can detail.
yeah,
You
my
can
question
detail.
is,
How can you
yeah,
it can go through mail, WhatsApp, all those things.
yeah. So whatever
And
quotation that you create,
are
right?
there any checking on any quotation being sent? That is also there.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get your
Shubham,
question.
your voice is a little bit mean. It's a muffled. Can you speak again? Yeah.
I'm saying, are there any checks and balances of any quotation to be sent that somebody has to approve it, then only it goes,
Yeah, you can do
or
all that.
that
You
can
can
be
do.
done? That
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be standardized. Like it is not on. It is. Well, we put in the system for sure that any quotation going, somebody approves it, one level approves it, then only it goes.
Definitely you can do it. So you can just see that this particular quote is being sent for approval and it is not yet approved. So before it's not yet approved, you cannot even send it to the client. So who has to approve, and all those details you can have it configured. It is another automation which is called as approval process. So this is the backend
And
system that
when the
you're using.
customer approves it, that also comes back.
You
How
can
does
go ahead
that
and have that
happen?
set up. Okay, so basically I will have a small button that will be enabled, right? So customer, how he is going to approve is, maybe if you want an email approval that can be taken, that can also be done. Or else, let's say if you want a button that needs to be embedded in the code, let's say approve or reject, right? If you want two buttons, we can do that as well. It is up to you, sir. Since you are using SAP, I'd like to know if estimates would be created in SAP, or how does that work?
No, so we know the pricing, etc. Right now, we just share it through emails. We know the
Okay.
pricing that, yeah. So we will just create on open whatever body text mail body here and send it to them. Email. Yeah.
Name the
So here
Okay.
was the benefit that whatever you have done with that customer, all
the
that
details.
trail is here.
Sir, actually, I'm not able to completely get the question. Can you
No,
please
no, I'm
repeat?
saying there's no question, Rasika. I'm just telling you that we send the estimate on email. We know the
Okay.
pricing, etc. So now that approval process happens on email separately. The benefit
Okay.
that I see of using the system is that I can still send an email through the system, right, in the
Definitely you
same way
can
that
do.
I do it today. But I will have a trail of the entire conversation that have happened with this particular customer against this customer. So I don't have to sort of look up my
Exactly, sir.
email. Yeah, so that is understood. One use case that we have is, so we wanted to understand the number of calls that it takes to convert a customer, right? So one question is, how do we move a customer to the converted category of the pipeline? So is it a manual process right now that we move it to, let's say, converted? And then how many meetings have actually happened to get him to the stage? Can I get that through analytics section?
Definitely you can do it, sir. So first thing is, yeah, I'll answer your question, sir. First thing is, I've opened this particular record to show you how email engagements will look under the particular record. So you can just see that the complete email thread, both incoming as well as outgoing, you would be able to keep a track in here. Now this resolves, your quotes question, right? So next comes, how will I keep a track of the list of all the leads, which have been converted, or is the conversion process itself manual, or what is the case? Now
So
this
on
is
this
where
one,
you can even,
yeah, one sec,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
On this, so if I'm using, let's say, email services, etc., on this
Yes,
platform, does it
yes.
mean that we have to spend extra on sending emails, etc.? We will already spend a lot on, let's say, Microsoft Outlook licenses that we have. So just help me understand that.
Okay, so here you are basically going to integrate your Microsoft Outlook account only, but not our email provider. So it doesn't matter. You still have option to integrate your Outlook account. So every user will
Okay,
integrate
so
their
if we
Outlook
go
account.
from Outlook, the Zoho platform is just facilitating that process, right?
Exactly.
So
It's IMAP
actual delivery happens
configuration.
through Outlook.
Yes, yes.
So there's no additional cost for us.
No, no, no. We don't charge anything additional for this.
Okay,
Okay.
carry on, please.
Okay, this is one way. Now let's say, how do I convert my leads to an inquiry, or how will I keep a track? So if I open this particular sheet in here, I'm sorry, I've opened too many tabs here. Just let me go back to this particular sheet, right? So here you can see that as soon as I am creating a meeting, right, for the lead, I am marking this particular lead as converted. So they are no longer a lead, rather it gets onboarded as a contact. So this is a semi automation which I am looking at. But let's say if you manually want to convert a lead, we can go ahead and do that as well. So you need to let us know at what stage you consider a lead to be converted as a contact. So this is one way. So second thing is, how do I keep a track of my inquiry till closure? Now I spoke to you about how you create an estimate, right? So after you send the estimate, the journey will follow. So see, there are many steps until the contract has been awarded, or what is the case. So converted as in, like, once the sales order or invoice has been generated, right? So once that has been done, you click this button as the contract has been finalized, sir. You just need to go ahead and have this particular section clicked. If this itself needs to be automated, you let me know. We can integrate your SAP. So I'm sure, once the estimate has been finalized, you will create an sales order or an invoice in SAP. So once that has been created, we can trigger updating this particular status automatically. So it is only as per your requirements, sir. So every possibility is involved here.
Okay, understood.
Okay, yes. So how best the system can help you at every stage is what I have discussed so far, sir. But apart from this, if you're also looking at AI capabilities, you can see that I have also provided best time to contact and other details, which I'll show you from this particular account, where AI has been enabled, right? Just give me a second, sir. I will go back to this particular account. Yes, you can see in here that the system itself shows you what is the best time to send an email or when to call, what is the churn prediction, or what is the likelihood of this particular contact giving me a new inquiry. So how is this all being calculated is behind, there's AI behind it. So Zia, which is our inbuilt AI, which will read the past engagements that we have done with this particular contact, and which will guide you the complete details here. So if you're looking at this level, the system can also support you there as well, sir. Okay, so this is the entire management here. Now see, we are only speaking about one single inquiry or one lead that is coming in, right? But how will I see an existing account? An existing account should show me what is the total revenue that they had given me in the past, from when they have given me inquiry, what are the next opportunities that
Rasika,
I can
before
generate
that,
from them.
I'd ask this question on how many calls or meetings has it
Yes,
taken to convert this customer?
yes.
How do I see that analytics?
Okay,
Yeah.
actually, that particular analytics, we will have to have it configured, but I will show you an example here. Just give me a second, sir. So let me just go to org overview. I will add a component here. Just give me a second. Okay, so that's going to be a funnel. Yes, so you can see in here that, I am showing it in here in this way, like what are the inquiries here, and from when did they come in as a lead, and when did they get converted, and all the details in here. Now here, and apart from the states, I can show how many calls or meetings it took for me to have them converted from one stage to another. So it's only a
And the lead
configuration
time,
that
Rasika. So if I created a lead, let's say now in July, right, and it got
okay.
converted in October, and similarly for all the other leads that I have. So I wanted to know the median or mean time for conversion, A, and the number of meetings which are required to convert a customer. Again, if I want to, let's say, sort it or filter it by certain filters, let's say potential type of customer, I should be able to do that. Is the
Can do
question
them
clear?
all. Yeah, I got it,
One.
sir. We can do them all under the same section here. It's only about having it configured with the right data, sir. I think in the next call you'll get better clarity. I'll have this included.
Rasika,
Definitely, I'll have this included. Yes.
Okay.
Rasika, one more thing. Once I'm assigning the lead, I'm coming back again to the lead assignment.
Okay.
Can I prefix the time and the location when I'm assigning, so that once a person, which you spoke about geofencing, so and I passed on the lead, so the person knows what time and place he has to go, and I would get an intimation that the person has gone or not. Can I do that when I'm
Definitely,
assigning
you
a
can do
lead?
that. Yeah. Definitely, you
Yeah.
can do that. So here, when you are creating a new lead, right, or when you are creating a new lead, you can add all those details under this section so that we ensure that we transfer that information to the next team members.
Yeah, and as soon as the person goes, he checks in. Will these two systems stop, wherein I've assigned also, and the person checks in?
Definitely,
So,
this is the
so
same
we get
system.
an intimation, or we know उसी time पे उसी जगह गया था.
Definitely, you will get to know, sir. We can also send in notifications to the respective team members as well. To whomever you need to send a notification saying on time or it's been flagged, he's not done a check-in. Any notification like that, we can do it. And
Okay.
it's the same system. See, the web interface and mobile app is the same system. Only the view is a bit different. That's the only catch here. Okay, yes, sir. Actually, let me quickly jump over to the contacts or the existing account management, right? So when I'm speaking about an existing account, so I'll show you an account 360. Actually, this is from a B2C point of view, but we can do a same for B2B as well. So this in this particular account, I'm showing you, from when they have given me an inquiry, member basically, what are their details, what is the total revenue that they generated, and I can also show what are the next cross sell or upsell opportunities that I can do with the account. And in case if they had given me any feedback or any query that they had raised, what is the case, I will be able to see them all under the 360 in here. So this is basically an account 360 view. We can have this configured for your use case as well. Basically, what a relationship manager wants to see from an account, you can have it displayed in this way, sir.
Okay.
Questions on this?
No questions.
Okay, great. So, what is next is, we have covered the complete sales journey, right? But in this phase, the customers would also have any queries, as you had mentioned. They might reach out via the sales rep or directly via different channel. So how will I manage the query from the product team side? How will I manage these queries? So this is where Zoho Desk comes into play, sir. So let me open Zoho Desk's interface. So on a given day, once your product team logs in into the system, right, they'd be able to see all the tickets that are in their pipeline. So we call them as a ticket. You may call them as a query or customer query, something of that sort, right? I can have this renamed as well. So as a product team member, once I log in, I'd be able to see my view. Similar to the sales pipeline, this is the query management pipeline. So many tickets are coming in, what is the case there, and so on. So how are these queries coming in, right? So we need to, like, lead management, leads can come in from Excel sheet, phone calls, many ways. So how will the queries come in, sir? So this is where query generation, we have different channels. So query can come in from email, or you mentioned from the mobile app, the salesperson himself can create a query on behalf of the customer, or through phone call, WhatsApp. No matter what channel, I can bring them all in here. So is there any questions with respect to the query, generation part before I show you how a query can be handled? I'm not going into the details. It is similar to how I showed you about leads, right? Leads can come in from different sources. Similarly, queries can come in from different sources. So is there any questions here, team? Or shall I proceed?
No, none on my side.
Okay, great. So now, once the query comes in, similar to your lead assignment, query needs to be assigned to the right team member. So this is all automated, right? Which will be running in the backend. Now, let's say I am from your product team. These are the queries that has been assigned to me. Now I need to work on one of the queries. So let me open this particular query in here. So you will be able to see the complete discussion that is being happening on this particular query as an email thread. So this is the initial query that had come in. And Rasika, let's say I am this product team member. Let's say I am going to reply to this query. I can reply in multiple ways. It can either be an email reply that I can give. I can just click reply all and then key in whatever reply that I want to send and have it sent. Second case is maybe I can do a phone call similar to how I showed to you from the CRM. You can click next to the phone number and make a phone call, or you can even have a WhatsApp message to be sent. So query can be resolved in many ways. Now, as you can see in here, if it's going to be a phone conversation, the phone call recording will be brought in into the system in here. So the complete engagement with respect to query, you can track in here, sir. And what is the best the system offers is in query management, basically you will have SLAs as well. So let's say you want to keep a timely track, if the queries have been responded or what is the case, we can have SLA set up as well, sir. So let's say if the customer does not get a reply in last 6 hours, as soon as the query gets generated, you can have that particular ticket escalated as well. So it depends. You need to set up the rules, or you can share the criteria. I will have it set up in your, for the demo purposes as well, sir. So is there any question so far with respect to the SLAs, or is it clear so far, with respect to the
Clear,
queries?
clear. Do you want to talk about lead management part of it quickly? Sorry, not lead management, campaign management.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay. So, query management in itself, in detail, it has much more. We have AI capabilities and, the customer 360. I'm not going into the detail, but I think you get the general idea in here. And we can also have dashboards for this as well, sir. So, whatever dashboard components that you need, right? Similar to your lead and sales analytics, we can do that as well. So, this is about query management in short. Now, coming to the campaigns part. So there are two campaigns that you can send. One campaign can be is to target, your existing customer accounts that you need to do, right? So how can you do that? So you can do it directly from CRM in here. So you have your campaigns tab in here. Click to create a new campaign. I will show you how this can be created. Click to create a new campaign here. So it is using Zoho campaigns that I'm going to create, and you add whatever campaign details that you want to add. So let me just show it to you from another account. Just give me a second. I will show it to you from this particular account. Yes, so you can just see that I have added the campaign details from where this particular campaign has to be sent from, which email address that it has to go from. And what is the next step, sir? I need to build the campaign template. So you just choose the campaign template here. We have different pre-built templates in our system. You can just go ahead and have it customized, or else if you have an existing template, we can have that imported as well. Now once I choose the template, it will ask me to build this particular content in here, right? I can just go ahead and add dynamic content or whatever information that I need to add. So you can just see that it is not something standard. This is also configurable. So once I have the template built, I need to add the recipients. So this is where I can add all the leads as the campaign recipient. So let's say you are having a new product launch or something of that sort, and you want to send a campaign to all your existing leads and accounts, right? You just select all of them from here. But let's say if you want to further filter
And
it
can I
down
also
based on.
attach, Ratika, before we move forward? So let's say I've got a creative uh, made, right, internally
Okay.
of the new product. Then can I upload that in the template that you showed, or how's that going to be sent to the customers?
Asking about the template creation or inquiries that you're generating out of this campaign, sir?
No, no,
I
no,
didn't
no.
get your question.
Template creation. Let's say I've created something, let's say a presentation or any file, any
Okay.
creative that I've created, okay,
Okay.
which talks about the new product offering that we have. And I
Okay.
want to send it across to, let's say,
all the customers or all the leads who are not customers yet. So
Okay.
how do I do that?
Got it. So is this a document that you're going to add as a link, or is it like
Document.
a
A
template?
document. A document.
Ha. So you have your attachments tab in here. Just give me a second. I pressed some button. Just give me a second. Yeah. So you have your attachments tab in here. You can add your attachments from your, computer in itself, sir. Whatever document that you had created, right? It will be enclosed or embedded in this particular template, and it will be sent to your customer, existing customers. So
Then
existing customers
somebody
will just,
uses the engagement workers. So how many people open this
yes.
attachment, for example?
Yes.
Those kind of statistics I get, right?
Yes, yes. Let me open one of the campaigns, which we had already sent here. So just give me a second, sir. I will open one of the campaigns. Just give me a second, sir. Yeah, this campaign will have data. Yes. So you will be able to see the complete activity here. What is the recipient activity? What action has been taken? What is the campaign that has been sent, right? So the template in itself will be visible, and how many leads, got converted as inquiries from that particular campaign. What is the ROI from that particular campaign? Everything, we'd be able to keep a track of.
Okay.
This is a very simple campaign that I'm speaking about right now. But let's say if you would like to have campaign generation itself in detail, we can have automations or drip campaigns to be set up as well. I'm showing you only email campaigns. So we have WhatsApp campaigns as well in our ecosystem. So once you have your WhatsApp number integrated, the same template along with a link to an attachment I can send via WhatsApp. And
Okay.
automations drip campaign is also possible. So yes, so this is one way. And I just wanted to, we have only analytics to touch base on, sir. Before I speak to you about analytics, right, I also wanted to show you the chatbot functionality. Actually, chatbot, it can be used for your sales inquiry generation, or even query generation from the support aspect, or it cannot even be used for either of them. Maybe you can just have it embedded in WhatsApp or in your website, so that visitors will be guided with FAQs or certain articles. So however you want the bot to function, we can have that bot customized. So this is how it will look. So you can just see that I have built this bot. As soon as the visitor comes in, it will ask them these questions. Based on the option that the visitor chooses, it will guide them with the subsequent steps. So this bot, I have built it in this way. We can have it configured as well, sir. Okay. This is in the website, but it can be also for your WhatsApp interface as well, not a problem. Okay. So any questions on the chatbot side? I'm not going into the details, but to just give you a high level understanding.
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay, so that leaves us with analytics. Actually, you have given me information as to what are the dashboard that you're having a look at, right? So I'll tell you at this stage how I'll build these dashboards is using Zoho Analytics. So you saw different analytics components throughout the demo, right? So as homepage dashboards, I showed you certain components. But apart from this, let's say you want stakeholder dashboards and more complex dashboard which shows you the complete end-to-end journey, what's happening in your SAP or even in your accounting tool. So how am I going to generate those reports is using Zoho Analytics. So first thing is I will have different applications integrated to my analytics. So to get the data, I will need to integrate, right? So first thing is I will have my Zoho CRM integrated, and apart from that, it can even be your SAP interface, which we can just go ahead and integrate. After doing all this, right, I will just go ahead and fetch certain dashboards or create dashboards. So this is the sales analytics dashboard that you're having a look at, which shows what is the profit that I have made, or what is the total sales that I have made. You can further filter it down based on region or based on various other criteria, which region is doing really well. So this dashboard, I can even share it with my stakeholders as well. So yes, this is only a capability point of view. I will show you what dashboards that you need in the next call.
Okay.
So this is the end-to-end journey which I wanted to speak about, sir. If you have any further questions, you can let me know.
I don't have any. Devashish, you have any queries, any doubts? So I believe we are through this, Rasika and Mayank. So thank you for the demo.
Welcome,
Uh,
sir.
is there any video, etc., also, or some material on this which we can go through?
Sure. Actually, Mayank, he can share you certain resources which are already available, sir, both online as well. Apart from that, I'll also share with you this recording. But I'd like to know how the next steps are going to be, sir. Once you have to proceed
So
further.
let us discuss internally and come back to you. Let's speak in a couple of days. So I wanted to start with a POC. Ideally, we can start small, understand the benefits of the system, and then maybe grow it,
Makes sense.
right?
Okay,
Because
sir.
there are ton of functionality which are already available, but if we try and implement everything in the beginning only, it will be a longer implementation cycle. So as against to that approach, I would like to maybe start small, start with one or two modules, maybe across the country or maybe in a couple of zones, and then see the impact and then maybe grow the system as we move along. Yeah, so let me speak internally with Devashish and Amit, their point of view on how we can start this, and we can speak then in a couple of days.
Sure, Shubham, that sounds good, right? So I think you are right. It's good to start with in a phased manner, because you are right that if in case we are going to implement the complete suite, right, the implementation cycle will be longer. So rather we can look at having the implementation in phase wise, and we can start with specific requirement of CRM and moving to the campaign and to the desk also.
So
I'll
man, say two things that I will need is also give me the commercials, basis the features, etc. You have, I think, 7, 8 different systems here. So tell me about that. Give me a visibility on that, and tell me how the typical implementation happens. So in the beginning, we will need help to sort of set this up properly, right? There are a ton of functionalities, so it's impossible that we will know how to use the system best, right? Straight away. It will take us some time. So how does a typical implementation happen for you? Is there someone who helps us through this process?
yeah. So we introduced a suitable partner, based on your requirement. So that can help you with the implementation part of it, right? They can come along on a call, right, and they can discuss about your scope in detail, and based on the scope, they can share the estimated charges for the implementation. Once you agree to it, right, and then they can go on a discovery call and identify the process of your company, and so on. They can work through the implementation.
Hmm. Okay. 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 Sure. Commercials you send across. Whatever
Yeah,
best.
user license estimations I'll give you over the call. After this meeting, I'll send you the details, and as Rasika mentioned, she'll be adding the recording of the call as well. So I'll loop her in. Maybe if in case you have any query. Also, I would suggest that you should also sign up for the trial account. Meanwhile, we are discussing it, right? Your team can just go on the trial and try to test this account, right? It may be a bit
So
difficult at the beginning.
let me discuss this internally. I would like to do a POC with that trial account. So, for example, in Devashish's zone, let's
Yeah,
say we take certain customers and we run through the system, right, end to end,
yeah.
basic in the functionality that we want, let's say in the phase one, right? So we configure the system, set it up, see how it would work, and then maybe take it forward. Would that be okay?
See, if in case I'll be very frank with you, Shubham. POC, if you ask me, normally if you want us to showcase a POC to you, that would be somewhere around 15-20% of the capability showcasing, right? But if you want to look at the complete system, that will be a kind of pilot POC or a paid
So
POC
I
for you.
want to look at the complete system. Like
Yeah,
I said, I would do it in phases. So let's say whatever things we want to do in phase one, and we will take, let's say, a few customers. So we take, let's say, 20, 30 customers and do it on that. We create some data, we see how various reports will look like, what kind of intelligence we will get, how tedious would it be to sort of manage the system if we do it across the customer. So the idea is to do it on a very small set of customers for, let's say, one zone, but understand how would the system run once is deployed across the country.
Yeah, let me discuss it. Let me discuss it with team and come back to
Sure,
you,
sure.
right? What kind of efforts are required to run that POC? But definitely we can do. There is no challenge in that. How
Sure.
and any estimated efforts are there, then I'll let you know on that. Let me
Okay,
work on
cool.
it, and I'll come back to you on this.
Okay, that's it then. I think we don't have any more queries. Yeah, so
Great, great. Thanks, Shubham. Thanks, Devashish, for the time. Right. Thank you, Rasika.
Thank you, guys.
Let us share the
You.
details with you. Yeah.
Thank you, Shubham. Thank you,
thank you.
Devashish.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. Thank you.